Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last episode, we did the trial, and now we're gonna head into the day 3 investigation. Hopefully this case can finally end, because those guys are freaking liars. Those Studio 2 people are damn liars, of course. So, let's start. October 19th, 3:27 p.m., Wright and Co. Law Offices. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Maya? So what happened? Well, I think I got a pretty idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? It's the new court system that they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed up the whole process. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Okay. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what you have to find out. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. I mean, they're full of shit and they're fucking liars. That's all we have to go on, huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was actually Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? Was Maya always this excitable? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? Can't see what's going on when Mia's here, so no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to Will Powers. Will Powers. Powers, right. Okay. Let's go talk to Will Powers. Detention Center.
Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick. You must have really wowed him in there. And you could wipe that grin off your face? Hey, Will Powers, there's only 1 day left. Let's make it count.
Oh, yes. Though there's not really anything I can do to help.
I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Alright. We're gonna get some info. Can you tell me more about Miss Vasquez?
Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius.
A genius?
She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dare tells her different these days.
Why is that?
Ever since she came on board, we had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh,
and what?
Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow.
Can you tell anything about director Mr. Manella?
Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caused Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear it's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks, how high? And all that.
I can imagine him being at the her beck and call, though I cannot imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth?
Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global.
How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel of the Samurai Summer.
He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, That was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global Monk. Uh-oh. 5 years ago?
Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm actually a little surprised. But I do think that I feel like we're missing more info. I guess we go to the main gate. Oh, I have to voice her. This is gonna hurt my voice. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think our guard's down. Yeah? Bet we can even eat those donuts in the guard station if you wanted. You eat, you die. Phew, she's alive. Okay, let's talk to her. I was wondering about the producer, D. Vasquez. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her? She always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her. I'm so sorry. Director Manella. Ask you about Salmonella, the director. Sal, he's a soft pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to do. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. So he's a masochist. Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. Those are things are called masochists. Mr. Hammer. About Mr. Hammer. Herg! I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. And I won't forget this. She's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal powers just to costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Well, we kind of like... Well, there's nothing we can really do. So... Okay. Let's go to outside Studio 1. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Silk Samurai costume. Then he left from here to Studio 2. Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. Hey, Nick. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello? Hello? Hello. Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. You goddamn murderer! We need to talk to you! Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. I'm pretty sure she's the murderer. That's my gut feeling. Like, if the crime really took place in Studio 2, then it has to be her. Or the producer. Or the director. I don't know. Oh, dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it. She's the killer. I agree. My Fey blood speaks to me. I know it. Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manella. We must talk about that man. Perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves. Oh dear. We're not getting anything out of it. Let's go to the trailer. Wasn't the assistant clearing up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. What up, guys? The OBS is fucking up right now. You guys don't really see it, but it's really messing up for no reason. Alright, much better. I guess he was on high from getting a rare card she needed. Is there anything info that we need? Maybe we can go back. Let's go back. Alright, let's go back towards outside Studio 1. It's actually good to the employee area. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found the bottle of the sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there's any other clues lying around.
Yarr! No touching!
Eek!
Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you.
Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack.
I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me.
Dramatic indeed.
Ahem. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table.
Wait, are you looking for the sleeping pills?
Yeah, pal, traces thereof.
So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills? How?
For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I got the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. These react to the sleeping pills, see? Their traces will change color.
Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for?
Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing pollution solution on the plate can change color, alright?
So the food on his plate has been laced with sleeping pills.
Looks like it.
The steak plate is filled with traces of sleeping pills. How goes your investigation?
To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects.
What do you think, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not so sure if I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kinda bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though.
How's Edgeworth doing anyway?
Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal.
Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Bottles? Say, whatever happened with the empty bottle?
Oh, the bottle of the sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. I found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottom.
So that means he actually used the pills against Will Powers.
Yep. It sounds like he's the one who put Powers to sleep. Was none other than the victim.
So I was right. Okay. If we're so sure, let's go to the dressing area. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess Will Powers won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But Will Powers is innocent. Yes, I'm really grateful for all you've done, but... This week's the last episode of The Steel Samurai. Nani? No! Alright. Mr. Hammer. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes. On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. Rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez had some kind of hold on Hammer. Did she had some kind of motive? She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything, she said, apparently. Some dirt. What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. Exactly 5 years ago. They were using this new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set. Was that trailer part of the film set then? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? Well, I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. I also hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not gonna make kids shows anymore. Nani? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they gonna make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. And they want it quiet, you understand? How could they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai, including me? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence, rather words, is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Oh. Do we really have to sit? I know this kid gave us this, but... Take that! And this is... a fan collected of all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show just shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Can you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? And it was an accident, of course. Anyway, producer Miss Vasquez managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do? But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer's a big star back then. They were afraid of what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Mr. Oldbag. He was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her, if she'll talk. Alright, Miss Oldbag, you got some explaining to do. What are you still sneaking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everyone's doing their darnest to forget Hammer. What will it take to make Global Studios what it is today? I'm trying so hard right now. Hammer, it's all due to Hammer. She's starting froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. 5 years ago. I want to ask you about 5 years ago. Hoto, who do you hear that from? Nichols? Nichols? Nichols, Penny Nichols, the assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he?
Whippersnappers! Dressing up dirt on someone's face like that and the recently departed Noah? I suppose you think this is fun?
No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers.
And we claim that Mr. Hammer stole Powers' costume? Expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof?
Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mrs. Powers' costume. Here's my proof.
What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove?
Bottle of sleeping pills. And Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it.
What does that prove? I'm sure our old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Or should we use those pills on Hammer?
Steak plate. Take that! Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct?
Yeah? Well, yes, so?
This is the plate he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate.
I see. Poor Hammer. He did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul.
Miss Oldbag. Okay.
Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in.
Miss Oldbag.
You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia.
That is a lot of flags.
She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned here with at the studio.
I see.
But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant to harm anyone.
Miss Oldbag.
Hold on a minute.
Poor Miss Oldbag.
Here, take this.
A photograph. Oh, what the fuck? Is this the accident they were talking about? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2?
Hammer was supposed to fight the bad guy on top of those stairs.
Jesus, why are there even spikes there? Oh, Jesus, that's fucking... Jesus.
He pushed the other actor and fell on the flower box fence.
Ooh. But how did you get this?
It was a long time ago. I don't feel like much like talking about it.
I understand. So we have this photo. I think we have some leverage against Vasquez now. Let's talk to her now. Alright. I'm gonna present you this photo. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? I will. Old bag. Old? She means a security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right, anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press. You hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. The huh? It got in stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. You are guilty, aren't you? You came? Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why you was doing kids shows for a petty change? So I'm a blackmailer now? Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of his own accord. But, you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying an accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think, what would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? I ran him hard, but believe you me. But it was the security lady who said it was an accident. Oh. She was a big fan of hammers, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands. She gave him a few bruises too. So that's why she had the photo. And she's an old fool. Of course. All the reporters would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me, now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys. Oh, what the fuck? Security? Ah. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. You son of a bitch. We're gonna put you in court. Just you wait. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? Trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No!
Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez. Oh, gotcha! You're coming down to the precinct with me now.
Not bad. Very well. It appears that this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Oh, fucking God.
Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing.
Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. I was really scared.
Oh, don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job.
Detective Gumshoe?
Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say this line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon.
Well, Nick, it looks like we're going to get close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Okay. We're actually going to continue this. Yeah, we're going to continue this up to the trial right now. Because I don't know how long the trial is, but I'm damn sure we're going to do this correctly. Alright, hold on a second. Let me do something real quick. Oh yeah, as I'm doing this video, I'm currently editing the video, so I have no. So you're gonna be jump scared by that loud noise, I guess. Alright, let's go 3, 2, 1. October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people in the Studio 2 that trailer that day. From their testimonies, their truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edward seems to be a bit on edge today.
You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls me D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio trailer 2 that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for the Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Damn you, woman.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Witness testimony of the day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We all found Mr. Hammer's body later, and we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Saul take you?
The van. There's a van at Studio 2. Yep. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey heads toppling over. Van.
Oh, I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
So this is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. I entered the trailer a little before noon. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more on that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Grrr. Damn you, woman, you're worse than Miss Oldbag. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 o'clock. The rehearsal is scheduled for 5 o'clock. I would think it'd be between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the studio too, Van. Oh, alright. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. We hit our desk. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Yeah, Mr. Wright. We both hit our desk. Oops. This is such a dumb trial where we both are slamming our table, hands on our desk. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Can you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had the time to eat a T-bone steak if I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? Kinda wish she said a little more. It's hard, I think she's pretty used to being the boss. I'm sure you'll find some contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. I think we have to present the new evidence we got, the one with sleeping pills. Objection! Huh, as I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not.
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate?
This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you that it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will. Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate it at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? And I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like in that incinerator.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting the Steel Samurai.
Order! Are you saying?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm looking at my recording. We're 8 minutes in, okay. Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and that's when you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous?
What kind of stunt are you trying to pull him, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let's have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Ah, yes. The Samurai Spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Damn it. Could she really? I think you could. It's not impossible. Objection! Well, maybe it's not impossible, but... Silence. I'm speaking. Yuck! victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the Steel Samurai is quite a light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there is proof that I did not have the spear. The photograph of the Steel Samurai shows that the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest I could have wrestled it away from him? Yeah, take that, Mr. Wright! Whose side are you on? If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on the Samurai's spear and court record. There's something there that gets to you? Something odd about the Samurai spear? Wait!
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim.
Very well, I hold you to your claim.
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you. No! No! Damn it! Beep, 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 beep. My life points. What's this? You're taking back your claim? Let's backtrack for a moment. I want to consider whether the witness could have used the samurai spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Nani?
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I could prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Maybe it did. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest?
Order! Order!
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... The silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Edward's getting wrecked today. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr.
Alright, guys,
Halbert?
welcome back to another episode. Alright. I mentioned that I was trying to edit a recording. I kind of finished, but... Alright. Ow, my head. My head hurts right now. Oh, I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
Wait, is it? So it's not the spear, obviously. Okay. Nah. You wouldn't do a hit and run, would you? Otherwise there'd be blood. Wait a second. Wait a second. Did you murder him the same way as his... Alright, I'm gonna test this out. This is a bad guess, but... Oh, it is the right answer. Look at this photo.
What is this? Why is that jackhammer standing at the top of the stairs? Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this has been leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. I see.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer on the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. And just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. She's smiling. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died the same way he caused another man to die 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Ho ho. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you in my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of the argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. And yet, the body was found in Studio 1, was it not? In the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer in all the space of a 15-minute break? $15 minutes. How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. The jackhammer could have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume. There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She couldn't deal with it, but she could move it. Maybe she had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body? With her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright,
Oops.
please show us how she carried the body.
I mean, this was there in Studio 2. Manila used to drive this as a Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. So, I'm guessing Manila was there as well, and he was tasked to move the body to Studio 1. This is what I'm assuming right now. So I'm gonna present this. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Objection! Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was! Of course Sal Manella has to be in the conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burnt it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? Even I'm confused. So what happens next? Don't question me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jackhammer? Everyone is silent right now. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did it? Mr. Wright, you just engaged in a battle of wits. And as a result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? I think Edgeworth is stuck too. Of course it was as the witness says! I don't know what the hell I'm doing! Certainly, it does seem very like she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. With no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? You did it, Vasquez! Miss Vasquez, you did it! That wasn't a question. Did you do it? No. Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to the verdict. What do I do now? Testify again! I'd like you to testify again. To testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright? Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've always said all there is to it today. What would happen if I say it again? You ask the same questions to get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To only come so far, only to fail. Since there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of Miss Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping I would come up with a question when I was objecting, Your Honor. I did it! I see, very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. Wait, Edgeworth, you're helping us? You are the prosecutor, are you not? Or are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I think Edgeworth is helping us. I don't see we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed, verily I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? But I think he's on our side. He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that, Edgeworth. He wants to help us, but why? I was with Sal and Miss Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police and Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script, direction, and notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she'll sure to falter. Find the key you need to twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Cross-examination. What time was that?
We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal.
So I say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manel arrive at the studio?
About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies in the costumes, mind you.
Better leave this one be. We need to think about more statements. I'm sure she drew anything I had to throw at her anyway. Mrs. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember.
Remember? What?
There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder. What was everyone else doing at the time?
No one said a thing.
It was silent. Completely silent. So we finally arrived until Powers finally arrived on the scene. And we stood there until Powers finally arrived at the scene.
Sorry, I'm late.
Then, silence. Dead silence. Dead silence. This is silence. Hey, Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to enlighten things up. Old bag. Security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it?
She said because she saw him going toward the studio.
Right. The Steel Samurai. I'll hold back, I think. Sure she's anticipating anything I could throw at her. You asked to be left out?
Yes.
Seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm not really fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in the meeting. There's no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us.
Easy. Covered for you, or covered it up for you?
Must have been a lot riding on with all those bigwigs at the meeting.
Sure, professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script in your direction notes.
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
I guess not. The last statement. So you weren't questioned?
That's correct. I find these things distasteful. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or else everything we've done to now will have been wasted. Believe in you, Nick. Go get him.
Okay. I'm trying to think right now. So we have to press her on many things. I'm thinking the last two statements.
Yeah, the last two statements seem very suspicious.
I feel like those four statements were actually like, they make sense. And then number 5 happened. So it has to be either this. I could either press this or this. Alright, let's do one at a time. I'm gonna press this.
If that doesn't work, I'll press this. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please continue.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness' last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She wouldn't have to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Oh, double team! Edgeworth, man! Order, order! Edgeworth is helping us. Damn, but why? What's his motive for this? Unless he really thinks he really believes she did it.
Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking about career change in the defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think he misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured, so I couldn't do any actions, so I left him behind. How do you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director? You have to find something to peg this on her here, or else everything we've done up to now would have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. So it has to be something with our new phrase. Wait a second. How do you know Hammer was injured? Did Sal really told you? I think it's this one. Of course that's Jack Hammer. He's dragging one leg, so he's definitely showing his injury here. Okay. I think I'm very sure there's no other evidence that really contradicts any of this. I feel like this thing has been like I don't know what this is. Oh well. Dragging one leg. I think it's this.
Objection!
You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer's dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, and not Mr. Hammer. So why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Oh shit! Busted. I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He wouldn't have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. You saw Mr. Hammer limping. You didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Oh!
And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he fallen hard at times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Maybe I was the victim. I'm the victim!
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to discuss.
I think I already know. Because she was making interesting moves when we were during their investigation.
Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Of course I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present the court to evidence as Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. Yeah, she wanted to hide this photo and take it from us, but thank God Dick Gumshoe came to save us. This is my proof.
This is from the photo from before.
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the current case currently up for trial began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically, though, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was the constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, and yet you only have talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer because I was the victim. He was the victim. I was never the victim. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
I don't think that was our last... Yeah, that was our last decisive evidence. She had no motive, did she? She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez had to do was push him out the stairs in self-defense. Oh! So he came on to Miss Vasquez, and Miss Vasquez, all she really did was push. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor! Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers with the sleeping pills. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jackhammer made his way into the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Oh, she's angry. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah, Miss Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm! No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! No! Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. I guess we win.
Mr. Edward, where's Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting room lobby, Your Honor. As calm as collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
I thank you, Your Honor. I think if it wasn't for Edgeworth, we probably would have been fucked. I find it strange that he helped us, but thankfully he helped us. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers,
not guilty.
Whoa!
Case closed. Easy.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
You're damn right. Case closed. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put you on the blame on you because... we already used this evidence. Maybe this. Or, I don't know. Maybe this one, I don't know. Because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in the kids show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime.
I think you're missing a point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. Congratulations, Will Powers.
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gone away if you hadn't stepped in.
Oh, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar!
Right? I must say, I hadn't expected you to meet again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes. With unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind necessary? They only serve to get in my way. But you listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? What do I get the feeling I'm missing something here? Come on, Nick, just tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? So the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite the stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Pink Princess. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they seriously go with it. We have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't that great that Will Powers gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I do not know about that. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end. Yes, we have finally completed episode 3. Episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. Alright. That was a very long episode that you guys had to watch. So yeah. Next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we're gonna be starting on episode 4. And hopefully, we can hopefully finish this first game quick. I don't know how long the rest of the game is, but I hope it's quick. I guess I'll see you guys all next time.